Hello class 9, how are you all? I hope you're doing good and I hope that your examinations will start soon and also first terminal examinations, they are very important, as you know that they contain a lot of importance, and assignments, they are very important. I hope everyone is preparing. The preparations are going very well. You are taking these examinations very seriously, and therefore I hope that you're preparing them in the same manner, because they are very important and they will decide your further examinations, and they will decide that whether you will sit in class 9 or you will not sit in class 9, as I have told you earlier also, right? And as per the assignments are considered, assignments still you are not sending them, right? Before the examinations start, if any of the teacher doesn't get your assignments, your related assignments, definitely you will not get marks, right? Again and again, I don't want to repeat this thing. I do not want to say it again and again, just one thing in every section, in every video. I don't want to do that, but you force me to do that, and it's my responsibility and duty to remind you that it is important. If you don't send them, you won't get marks, right? Alright, now let's get started with the section. Now till now we have done partnership, and we have almost completed this chapter number 6, partnership, right? Now we'll do a quick revision from chapter number 1 to chapter number 6, right? So first is commercial and non-commercial activities, right? First is your chapter number 1, commercial and non-commercial activities. Now what are commercial activities and what are non-commercial activities? In this firstly, the thing is that what is human activities? It can be asked in the examination that define human activities, right? It can be asked in the examination that what are human activities, or define human activities. So what is human activities? Anything which is done in order to earn money or in order to earn profit, those are human activities. And anything where human effort, anything and anywhere where human labor is required, human effort is required, physical, mental, that is your human activities, right? Something done with the help of manpower, or something done which requires and which involves human being, that is your human activities. Now further, human activities can be classified into two, and they are commercial activities and non-commercial activities. Right? They are commercial activities and they are non-commercial activities. So what are commercial activities? As I have already told you that commercial activities, they involve money. Commercial activities involve money, and non-commercial activities, they involve what? They involve satisfaction. Right? They involve satisfaction. Satisfaction means satisfying the human being. Now, how will you satisfy a human being? You will satisfy the human beings by satisfying their wants, by satisfying their needs and their demands. Right? And then we have commercial activities. Commercial activities means where you have to earn money, where your first aim, your first motive is to earn profit, is to earn money. Right? So this is this is human activities, and human activities are further classified into two categories, that is commercial activities and non-commercial activities. Now commercial activities, they are also known as your economic activities, right? And these are also known as your non-economic activities, right? These are also known as your non-economic activities. Now what are economic activities and non-economic activities? Also told earlier that economic activities are those activities which involves money, which involves profit, which involves only earning profit. And what are non-economic activities? Satisfaction. By how? By doing social service or by satisfying their needs and demands, right? And then we have is, now we have types of commercial activities. Now in these types of commercial commercial activities, what I can involve, what I can include is business, right? I can involve business. Then there is profession, right? And then there is employment, right? There is business, profession and employment. Now what is business? Business is something which, business is an activity which is done in order to earn money, in order to earn profit. Profession is what? Profession is what? In order to make money, but over here certain qualifications, certain degrees and certain skills are required. What is employment? Employment is giving job or providing job, right? In these three main, what is important is money, right? You work to earn money. Over here you are employed or you get employment because you want money, and you do business because you want to earn money. So these are three types of commercial activities, right? These are three types of commercial activities. Now with this we finish with chapter number 1. Now moving on to chapter number 2, that is business activities. Right, that is business activities. Now what are business activities? See, business is an economic activity and it involves sale, transfer or exchange of goods and services with the purpose of earning money. Goods and services are provided to satisfy human wants rather than for professional use. So over here, business is what? Business is an economic activity, and anything which you do for earning money is an economic activity. Therefore, business is also an economic activity. Right, now over here we have characteristics of business and we have types of business activities. Now business activities are classified into two. Right, business activities, I'm not writing full, but business activities are classified into two, and that is, first is industry and this is commerce. Right, first is industry and this is commerce. Now industries are types of industries we have done earlier also: extractive industry, genetic industry, manufacturing industries, construction industries. Now what are extractive industries? The industries which help in extraction of minerals, oil, coal, petroleum from beneath the surface of the earth. These are your extractive industries. And what are genetic industries? Genetic industries are those industries which follow or which maintain the genetic transfer or genetic transformation of genes of species, human beings, etc. Now manufacturing industries are general industries which put focus on manufacturing of the products, and goods and services. Construction industries are those which help in the construction of building, road, dams, canals. Right. Now then we have is commerce. In commerce we have two types of classification. We have two classification of commerce. First we have is trade, and then over here we have H2 trade. Right. First we have a trade and then we have H2 trade. Now in trade we have two types of trade. First is your domestic trade, right? And then over here you have your foreign trade. First is your domestic trade and then you have foreign trade. Now domestic trade is what? The trade which is done within the boundaries, within the country, is known as your domestic trade, and the trade which is done outside the geographical boundaries or outside the country is your foreign trade. Right? Simple. And then we have is auxiliaries to trade or aids to trade. In this we can mention few points. That first is transportation. Right. Then we have this warehousing. Transportation, and we have over here is warehousing. Then we have banking. Right. So these are what? These are few things, these are few trades which help in further commerce, which help in further trade. Right. This is done. Then we have is types of trade. You can do it. Now moving on to chapter number 3, that is profit and non-profit organization. Now meaning of profit seeking organization. Now what is profit organization and what is non-profit organization? I have earlier told you, and we have discussed in this video also that profit and non-profit organizations are those organizations which one work for earning profit and the other doesn't work for earning profit. Right? Now, non-profit organizations can be your charitable organizations, it can be your trust, right? It can be your educational organizations, then public health organizations. And we have this much only in this chapter. Then chapter number 4, we have classification of commercial organizations. Then how many parts the commercial organization can be classified. So the commercial organization is classified into 3 parts, that is private, public and joint. In private sector, what do we have? This private sector, in this we have private ownership and control. Private ownership and control is there. Profit motive is there. No state participation is there, that is no government interference is there. Private finance is there. If you have finance, you are going to help yourself, otherwise no third person from other or outside the world is going to help you. Then you have independent management. You are the only whole soul of your management of your business. Nobody can interrupt you, nobody can come and give suggestions and decisions into your business. Then we have public sector. In public sector we have state ownership, that is government is there. The government controls and holds a check on the functions. Then government control is there. Service motive is there. You have to provide services. You do not have to just focus on earning money, but also you have to provide services to the business, sorry, to the society. Then you have is joint sector. In joint sector, mixed ownership is there, that is state and public, they both come together and form an organization which is known as joint organization or joint sector enterprise. Then combined management is there. Combined management means that everybody comes together and they joins together. Okay, this finishes with this chapter also. Now let's see, then we have this chapter number 5, that is sole proprietorship. Now we have done this sole proprietorship in a very nice manner, and I think that it should be clear to you, it should be crystal clear to you. I don't think and I don't find any problems in getting this into your brains. Now sole proprietorship type of business is what? Now sole proprietorship is what? Sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship means person doing business on his own, on his single-handed business. Okay, that is single-handed business means nobody can come and interfere into your business activities. You are sole manager, you are sole owner of the business that you are holding into your hands. Then we have the features of sole proprietorship. First is single ownership, and then second is one-man control. Single ownership. A single ownership is wholly owned by one individual, that is that individual supplies a total capital from his own wealth or from borrowed fund. That is that if I am holding into a business activity and that is sole proprietorship, then I am responsible for managing my funds. I cannot rely on somebody else to bring funds for me. Then one man control. If I am there, I am the only person who can control that business wholly and solely. I am not dependent, or somebody is not reliable to give me examples, to give me decisions, to give me suggestions. No legal entity. There is no legal entity of this type of business. Unlimited liability. It is on me that how much liability I want to create for myself, because if the liability is going to be unlimited, it is going to be harmful for me, because if I am not able to pay it, then it is possible that the person to whom I own liability can own my personal property as well. Then no profit sharing. Definitely when I am the only person working for myself, I am not going to share my profit with anyone. Then we have certain merits of sole proprietorship: easy to start and resolve, motivation to work, quick decisions, independent control, secret of affairs, personal touch is there, flexibility of operations, economy, social utility, demerits, limited capital resources, limited managerial abilities, unlimited liability, uncertain life, limited scope for expansion. Right. Then we have this meaning or features of Hindu undivided family. Now Hindu undivided family we have done earlier also. Now this joint Hindu business family or joint Hindu family business refers to a business which is owned and managed by the members of a joint Hindu family. There is a joint Hindu family, they come together and they form a business activity. So that is what? That is joint, that is Hindu undivided family business. Right? It is also known as Hindu undivided family business. It is governed Succession Act. That is not important. Now over here, two terms were there which were important. That is, all the male members having a share in the family property are known as co-parceners. Co-parceners. Earlier also have told you these two terms, that these are co-parceners, and who are they? They are the male members having a share in the family property. And the oldest male member is known as Karta. The oldest male member is called Karta. Features are membership. What is membership? That a person becomes a member in the family when he is born. By birth, he is the member of the family. Management. The management of joint Hindu family business is rested in the hands of the Karta. Karta is the head, and he is only the person who is going to take all the decisions of the business. Liability. The liability of the Karta is unlimited. Rights of accounts. Co-parceners are not entitled to inspect the accounts of the business. However, a co-parcener who is leaving the family business can demand accounts from the Karta. Dissolution. If the family gets apart, if the family gets divided into parts, then only this form of business can come to an end. Otherwise, it will not come to an end. Merits we have is easy formation. It is very easy to form this type of business activity. Freedom of action. The Karta has complete control on the family business. Personal contact is there. Secrecy is there. Limited liability is there. Continuity. Incentive to work. Ancestral goodwill. Right. Then we have few demerits of the Hindu undivided family business. First is limited capital. The capital is very limited. Second is unlimited liability. Limited managerial ability. And scope of misuse. Right. Now this finishes with the chapter number 5 as well. Now chapter number 6, that was partnership. We have done it earlier also, and last week only we finished with this chapter, and we did a revision of this chapter as well. So I am not again and again I am not repeating this chapter, right? Chapter number 6. In this, types of partners are important. What is the meaning of partnership? That is important. So I think that it is going to be clear to you from the last video that we did, that we uploaded, right? The revision, this short quick revision is done. Any problem if you have, you can mail me down. Otherwise, from my side, I have done my job. Now it is your time to prove yourself, right? All the best for your examinations. Goodbye. Take care.